everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name's Cam, and today, as promised, is another video of my all things pink themed week in February, which is Valentine's Day. I did film this makeup look. If you are curious, it is the first kind of tutorial that I filmed on my channel telling you what I'm doing, how I'm doing anything. However, I did cut out for a little bit for cheek and highlight, for blush and highlight. I did cut out a little bit, so I'm sorry about that. Classic, my camera died. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like this video, if you like me, if you like ranking videos, just because I am doing a giveaway as soon as I get to 100 subscribers, and I have a whole bunch of fun goodies in there, so stay tuned for that. And without further ado, I think I'm just going to get in. Oh, another disclaimer, I did buy all of this with my own money. I did go along with the pink, red, purple theme, kind of the Valentine's Day theme. And all of these palettes are still in my collection, and I still like them, but that does not mean if they are low on the list that they are bad. So I have 13 different eyeshadows to rake. So that would mean this is in 13th place. This is the Huda Beauty Ruby Obsessions. It does come with a mirror, but here is what the shades look like. I really do like the fact that they have a transparent, a beige kind of color. It does have a pink hue to it, and you've got this one transition shade, and that gets bright and then very dark. I just don't find myself reaching for this palette all that much. This shimmery shade is not, it's like a topper, not really a shimmery shade, so it's kind of not all that great. Let me swatch a few more for you, just straight down the middle there. So more of the, I'm going and doing a second coat on that eyeshadow. I don't want to get yelled at for being, so see, the transition shade's not all the best, and these metallic shades, they perform very beautifully. It's just, I can't really come up with, I don't know, this palette just doesn't inspire me that much. However, it is a good quality palette, and when I do get the urge for a bright red look, I do like to reach for this. And I always keep, if it comes in a little sleeve, I always keep the little sleeve. I've got 4 of these palettes, and only one of them doesn't have a sleeve because I threw it away on accident. But my number 12 palette, I did just get this in a BoxyCharm. I used it about 3 times. This is the Ace Beauté Scarlet Dust palette. It does come up with a mirror, and then here is the shadows. And if you take out these first 3 shades here, it is more on the pinky neutral side. And I did this, half of the palette had to at least be pink. So that's why this one is in here. The mattes were they were buildable, so they were kind of, they are easy to work with, but the lighter shades were kind of hard to work with. But the metallics in here, so more than half the palette, so you get 4, 8, 9, 10, 12 shades in here, and 8 of them are matte, so you get 4 metallic shades. But I feel like these shades are very, very thick, and you have to use a lot for them to stick up on your eyes. However, they swatch beautifully. They just don't apply to the eyes that way. I felt like I had to use a lot of those shimmers to get them to speak. But I don't know, that's why I'm ranking this one number 12. It's just, the mattes didn't wow me. The shimmers are not my favorite at all. So I just wasn't completely impressed by this palette, and if I'm not impressed right away with how many eyeshadow palettes I have, probably not going to get used. My next, coming in 11th place, is the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes. And when I first started to do my makeup, I loved this eyeshadow palette. Again, comes with a mirror, and you get 12 shades. Again, you get, these are all mattes. I used to really, really love this formula. It was, I don't know, I just felt like it was nice and simple and easy when I was just starting out. Not to mention that these mattes are gorgeous. They are just incredible, but I feel like I'm always reaching into more than one palette with this. I don't find myself reaching for it all that much anymore, and it's kind of giving me peachy vibes rather than pink vibes, if that makes sense. So that is why the Too Faced Just Peachy ranks at number 11, but if you're new to makeup, I would strongly, strongly, strongly recommend this palette. I really love this when I was first getting into makeup, plus the packaging is cute, but there's a bit of a controversy going on with them, or like issues going on with them, so I don't know, if your prerogative. Number 10 is this bad guy right here. This is the Morphe Artistry Palette 35H, and it has more of the hard packaging, and it has half blue, a row of neutrals, and then pink. This one ranks number 10 because I'm not doing the blues. I'm only ranking the reds and the neutrals and the reds here. I don't really have like a light, soft pink. Like I have these two shades here, which I suppose would, but they pull more warm tone than I would like. The mattes are very blendable and, like, I would say nice quality. The shimmers, there are 3 shimmers there on the side. They're just lackluster to me, and I don't know, I just don't really want to fight with my palettes when making eyeshadow looks. So that is why this bad guy ranks at, what did I say, number 10? The Jeffree Star Blood Sugar Palette. I just bought this about 6 months ago, and here's what it looks like. Again, comes with a mirror. The Morphe one did not. Here is what the eyeshadow palette looks like. This palette just intimidates me. So let's go right off the bat. We only have 4 shimmers in this entire palette. So there's 18 shades in here and only 4 are shimmers. And that is this gold shade right here, this pink shade right here, this pink shade, and this red shade. Now, I don't know, I feel like I just wanted more shimmers in this palette. I don't really wear the 4... So there's what all of those 3 look like. This is the only one that really looks metallic. These 2 look like toppers, and this one here just kind of looks lackluster in my opinion. These 4 shadows right here I don't really dip into. However, this gray shade would go probably really well with something else that I have in my collection. I just feel like the formula on this palette seems a bit dry. I don't know if that's just my palette, but this Blood Sugar palette formula does not feel the same as my Blue Blood. It does not feel the same as my Jawbreaker palette. So I really do like Jeffree Star formula. It's just this palette was not a hit for me. It felt very dry, and I just couldn't really get inspired by it because you got these 3 like pops of color. The shimmers aren't very standout-ish, and then but these mattes are really nice. So like the top row, if you're wanting a neutral look, you can do that. But I mean, I don't want to buy a whole palette to only use the top row, if you know what I mean. And so that was 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. So that must mean this is number 8. This is my ColourPop Lit Bretman Rock palette. And here's what it looks like. No mirror. I ranked this one so a little bit higher than the others because it doesn't get as deep as they do. So you have 1 deepening shade, 3 transition shades, like a pop of yellow, which I have not used, honestly. I was like, I don't know why yellow goes with pink, but that is a nice swatch of yellow. Like, I'm not disappointed. But I really, really do like the mattes in here, and I mean, everybody knows about ColourPop ColourPop shimmer shades, and if you don't, have you been living under a rock? I don't mean to be rude, but in the beauty community, everybody knows about them, and the shimmers are just always on top of their game. I just really, really like this, and then this one is kind of like a setting shade, so I have everything I need right in this itty bitty little palette. So that guy is number 9. Oh no, this is number 8. So number 7 is my Kaja Beauty. I am wearing this on my eyes right now. This is in the shade Rose Water, and you get 3 shimmers in here. You get the itty teeny weeny little mirror, and you get 3 shimmer shades in this one. I dropped this literally today and had to press this back into the pan, but it pressed right back in there, like I wasn't struggling or anything. But it might fall out in the future. So if you are very clumsy, like me, I don't know if this is the best purchase, but these shimmers have glitters in them. They are very pungy. You can get them to speak even louder if you add setting spray, but because there only is 3 shades and there is no mattes, but I really like using that stack along conjunction with something else, is why this bad guy placed 7th. And then going on to number 6 is one more ColourPop palette, which is the Strawberry Shake palette here, and this is the pressed powder palette. Also comes with a mirror. And here is what this guy looks like. ColourPop shimmer shades are always on top of their game. And then we've got like a sequin, like a matte with a little bit of glitter in it, and like this pungent red. Let's give her a gander. Is what that one looks like. I did enjoy this palette for like summery pinky looks. I don't know, I feel like this could have been a great palette to do filming Valentine's Day look with, but I was kind of feeling, I used 3 different palettes on my eyes today, and the other one that I use is coming up next, which is number 5, which is the Naked, or Urban Decay Naked Cherry palette. Does come with a mirror. I like other ones, like I like the Honey palette tremendously. The Heat palette, and this one is probably my middle favorite of them. And here is what the palette looks like. I really like how you start very light for like a setting shade, and then you've got a whole bunch of transition shades, and you've got a whole bunch of deepening shades, and you've got shimmers placed throughout. I'm using this shade here, which is in the shade Feels on my eyes right now. Let's swatch Juicy, Ambitious, and let's swatch Devilish. These mattes blend out so beautifully, and those metallics are just incredible. This one, I believe I said was 5. And I do really enjoy this one. I like the Honey one a bit more than I like this one, but I also have the Naked Heat. I don't have the Reloaded. I might get it, I might not. Tell me below if you want me to purchase it, but I have a lot of newer palettes that are spiking my interest, so I might not get around to it. But if it spikes my interest one day, it spikes my interest. So here is that. I even have the little pencil, and this one ranks at number 5. So number 4 is another thing from Kaja, and this is their Stack and Glowing Guava, and this one ranks a little bit higher because I can take this to travel. Again, a little bitty mirror. You've got a transition shade, a lid shade, and a deepening shade. So I can do a quick look with this, like traveling, throw this in my palette, and then between my blush, my bronzer, and between this, my blush, and my bronzer, I have multiple looks. So I figured I would rank this one a little bit higher at number 4. So, yep, that's why I just really like their formula, their easy access. I dropped both of these at the same time, and the bottom shimmer shade and the shimmer stack broke, but nothing in the matte and shimmer stack broke. So I don't know, I felt that that was worth noting, and I like this one for like ease. It's easy. Like you have 2 mattes, 1 shimmer, a highlight, you're golden. So I feel like you should invest in one of these. I want the, I think it's chocolate something. I want that one because it's more of a neutral kind of stack, but I do want that. So that leads me to number 3, which is the other palette that I have on my eyes. So I have the Shimmer Kaja stack on my eyes. I have this stack on my eyes, or this palette on my eyes. And then I also have the Urban Decay Naked palette, or the Cherry palette on my eyes. This one too has its brush, has a mirror, and you get just like a perfect ombre. I got this in a BoxyCharm, and I know that Samantha March raves about this palette. I think she has Marvelous Mauves. Yes, I think that's the one she's obsessed with. I know she like really loves pink one, and BoxyCharm was like, which Dose of Colors eyeshadow palette would you like? And I was like, Marvelous Mauves, Marvelous Mauves, Marvelous Mauves, and look at that. I got Marvelous Mauves. And I was so excited, and I was like, yes, I get to be like Samantha March. So there's what this one looks like, just very mauve-y. I'm kind of getting tired of swatches. And then number 2 and number 1, I had such a hard time. Like, I was flipping them, which one's my number 1, which one's my number 2, and I decided that my Sweet Talk from ColourPop is my number 2. So here is what the inside looks like. I got this last summer, and I really love it. I really wish the glitters would have been maybe something different, like a shimmer shade. Like, I would have much preferred 2 more shimmer shades over the 2 glitters. I find myself not reaching for glitters if they're in palettes all that much. Like, I'll reach for like individual glitters, like the ColourPop glitters or loose pigments or something like that. So there's 4 shades from this palette. I don't know, I feel like it's a very neutral pink. The packaging is gorgeous. I love every look that I make with this, and this is a Super Shock shadow right here, and it's just gorgeous and creamy, and you can put anything over the top of it and make it just pop. So I really do like this palette. But who has to take the cake, which is also on my eyes right now, is this bad guy right here. I even have her little insert. It was too beautiful to throw away. So this is the Nude from Huda Beauty. And it comes with the mirror, flips all the way around back. The only thing I would change about this palette is maybe replacing this concealer with something else. I don't care what else. I love everything in this palette. I love the aesthetic of this palette, but I don't really use this concealer, and I much would have preferred something more intense, you know. But I have the shade Secret on my eyes right now. I just love this palette. I think it's great. If I broke this palette, I would cry for days. I probably wouldn't reinvest in the $65 palette again if I broke all of it, but I would definitely buy one of the Nude palettes, either the small, medium, or not the small, medium, the light, medium, dark, probably the light or the medium, just because $65 is a lot, and even if I got the light and the medium, it'd still be cheaper than this palette. But I do really like this palette, and I feel like the Nudes would complement this palette very well, but I figured since I have this one, I don't need those. So this would have to take the cake on my favorite pink eyeshadow palette. So I want to thank you all for coming and watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see y'all later. Bye!